So this article appeared in a magazine called foodnavigator.com. It's quite a well-known food website. And it appeared a month ago in 2 days' time. EU Ombudsman finds against EFSA in conflict of interest case. So this is the same European agency. The actual ombudsman, whose job it is to keep European agencies in line, found that the EFSA, Food Safety Authority, had stepped out of line in allowing one of its senior executives to go directly to a job with the biotechnology industry. But Nature, even though this is arguably a much more significant and obvious case of conflicts of interest, failed to report this story at all. So I want to give an example of killing. Something's happened a little bit to the shape of these slides, I'm afraid. But I want to give an example of the science media killing a story. So this is the International Assessment of Agricultural Science and Technology for Development. I'm sorry, it's a bit of a mouthful. But essentially, this report was sponsored by the United Nations Development Program. And it was intended to remedy a problem with agricultural reports, that they tend to be one-sided offerings. So a certain interest group will get together and write a report about agriculture, say plant breeders, and say, we need more money for plant breeders. We need to have to breed better plants to solve the food crisis. So there's been a succession of these reports over the years, and they conclude what you'd expect them to conclude based on who wrote them. And so the United Nations Development Program decided that they could do things better. So they got together 400 scientists plus many thousands of reviewers to generate a report on the future of agriculture, to try to generate consensus on policy options to go forward to improve the record of agriculture. So they collected the scientists. It was a thoroughly international collaboration. It was extremely interdisciplinary. So they had social scientists were included in the article, in the report, economists, soil scientists, ecologists. They had Greenpeace, they had Monsanto, they had all the stakeholders that you could reasonably expect to have in an agricultural report. If we understand ourselves in terms of scientific ideas, in terms of evolution, or in terms of human disease genetics, or in terms of sociobiology, and those ideas are wrong because they're pushed by corporations or pushed by scientists, then we will have a wrong conception about ourselves, and that essentially is worth more than any financial possibility. And I would last of all like to thank the members of the Bioscience Resource Project, who currently are board members Carolyn Kreisel, Roger Spanswick, and Alison Wilson, and our volunteers Seth Benzel, Lisa Cobb, Pat Dutt, Yuk Lee Lee, Ann Mayer, Herb Wolf, and interns Theo Pritz, who's here tonight, and Bob Hackett and Jamie Hoffman. And I would like to stop at that point.